Alright folks, now this will be a very quick recap episode of the TT130M, simply because the vehicle did not get changed from the common test. It is practically a space armored Skoda T56 without the autoloader, or the speed, or the gun depression. Has one charge less of the rocket boosters, but pretty mediocre across the board. It is marketed as sleek and turret screens a sufficiently good view range. It has 380 meters of view range, which is barely acceptable for a tier 9 heavy tank. It is below average. Average is 390 or sometimes 400, but marketing, I guess. So let's quickly take a look at this vehicle, but it is actually pretty recent. We covered it back in November of last year on the super test, so fairly recent of a vehicle, but rated it at 5 out of 10 depending on armor. Space armor on the front, so good against right clicking or gold shell spamming type of players, but 4 charges of rocket boosters. Cupola is like that of a VZ55. Lower horsepower per ton ratio and top speed than the Skoda T56. Only 5 degrees gun depression. Same counterparts of a 130mm gun, so pretty average. No autoloader, so it's pretty average, but does have the infinite large repair kit, so a little boost to your repair speed without using it, but it is a Skoda T56 dressed up with space armor. On the hull at least, but 4-man crew fits all the Czech heavy tanks. 130mm without the autoloader, cyclic gun, DPM is meh. So let's take a look at the firepower first. So DPM, meh. Accuracy, meh. Aim time, meh. 5 degrees of gun depression compared to originally 8 on the Czech heavy tanks. Feels out of place. Feels bad, man. Reload time is a little bit if too, around 13 seconds with a rammer, or 12.7-ish with the rammer. But the gun feels pretty bland. So dispersion while moving is actually horrendous. 0.25, and turret traverse dispersion is also pretty crap. It's about 0.1 or so on a good vehicle, but compare this to a slow heavy tank, this thing has garbage dispersion. It's even worse than the 752. Oh no. Let's see, Tiger Mouse or Type 4 Heavy? Oh, it's worse than a Type 4 Heavy. So aiming this gun and trying to hit stuff while moving will be hard. So don't wiggle about or adjusting to targets, but it is worse than a super heavy tank. Oh my god. Well, it does carry 40 rounds compared to usually 30 rounds of the 130mm, but shell velocity, it's okay. And it is a 130mm, so module damage is not half bad, but you have to hit. So the gun feels pretty bland, right? The gun's okay, I guess, but it is a 130 with decent APCR round. Oh, forgot to mention, APCR round is 306, which is not half bad. So compared to like 270, 280, it has a little bit more pen, but usually it's a high explosive anti-tank round at this tier for gold shell, but that's workable, right? That's fine. Survivability about the space armor, it has some on the upper plate compared to the Skoda T56, and all of them have the space armor around the cheeks of the turret, but on the upper plate it's about 270mm effective, 55mm of space armor covering 100mm behind it. Lower plate is only 85, shoot the lower plate. Middle plate does have the space armor, but tow hooks have some areas of space armor and some without. So tow hook, yeah, the tow hook might be a weak spot right here. Yeah, on the bottom end of the tow hooks. Driver hatch, weak spot without the space armor and only 55. 100mm for the driver hatch. So it does have weak spots for the cheeks as well. Yeah. The cupola is more like a VZ55. 200mm flat. The driver hatch is 170, 150. So there are weak spots. this thing should be played at a medium distance, around 300 meters or so. But yeah, kind of a bad hull down vehicle, right? Does have a V-shape upper parts of the side armor. It's 70mm, similar to the Skoda T56. You control a few shots, but don't side skirt too much because there's no side skirts, only tracks covering the side armor. The flat 70, so you'll be pinned right here. But again, like with the Tiger Mouse, it looks like side skirts. It's not side skirts. It's not space armor. God damn it. So you could throw a few with the V shape on top of the side armor, but there's no side skirts to prevent the shots into your tracks. Also, there's weak areas of 100mm without anything, so just be a little bit more careful with this vehicle. Yeah, engagement is medium distance, not close range. You're not brawling mostly with this vehicle, especially with the cupola that's pretty big. It's not like the VZ51's cupola. That thing is the best cupola out of all the Czech heavy tanks. See that cupola? That is a small cupola. That is a good one. It's like with the BZ68. It is very small, especially with the gun depression. You'll hide it. 8 degrees of gun depression. 7, never mind. Okay, it's close. But you'll hide this very small sliver of a cupola right there. So this is the best Czech turret out of all the heavy tanks. But yeah, it's like with the VZ55 or the Skoda T56. Pretty prominent. Alright, mobility wise, it's only 11 horsepower per ton ratio and top speed of 30, rocket boosting to 45. The baseline for the VZ51 is faster. That thing has 50 kilometers per hour top speed, so it doesn't even need the rocket boosters. It will go that fast. Unless you have the immediate need of rocket boosting, but compare this to the VZ51, TNH. What the hell is it? There it is. Yeah, top speed of 50. Effective top speed of 50-ish on hard terrain. 45 on medium terrain. So unless it's going through the mud, but you don't even need the rocket boosters. It also has 14.37 horsepower per ton ratio. And better hull traverse. Better effective traverse too. Other than mud. But also a lot better dispersion while moving. Holy crap! So it doesn't even need the rocket boosters. Yeah, it's pretty slow. It's more like a super heavy tank at this point. It does weigh about 55 tons. You could go ramming with that rocket boosters, but like I said, only 4 charges of the rocket boosters compared to the BZ68 with 5. Camouflage rating, it's actually rather decent, but it's a heavy tank. You don't expect much, and view range below average, like we said. So yeah, it's also worse terrain resistance than the VZ51, other than soft. Yeah, this vehicle feels very bland. I mean, with the tokens, if you're just new to World of Tanks, you could get the AE Phase 1 or the Object 777 version number 2. These two are very reliable choices as a first tier 9 token tank. These are also old, like 4 years now, but not a bad choice. BZ58-2 is actually a little bit better, in my opinion, than this vehicle too. So this one is also not a bad choice, but it will cost more. So the upside to this vehicle is it costs less than the counterparts of tier 9 token tanks. It costs 20 tokens for this vehicle compared to 24 for the BZ58-2. And originally it was only 9 tokens, but it didn't get that many tokens back then for Battle Pass. Yeah, token shop costs only 20 tokens. You get 15 as a free to play player if you finish Battle Pass for this first season of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So you can get it starting June or something, but if you buy the improved pass, you can get it now. But the vehicle is pretty bland. So the same setup that we had for any other heavy tank or assault heavy tanks, but already covered the equipment, already covered everything. It's assault, right? It's not breakthrough. Give me a split second to check. It's assault. So more like a STI at tier 9 levels than an actual VZ51, surprisingly. But Let's see, assault heavy tanks at tier 9. Yeah, SDI, Object 705. BZ68. So it's more like slower attacking heavy tanks, but equipment wise, rammer is obvious must. Vertical stabilizer, obvious must. You can put improved hardening or turbocharger for that matter, but yeah, this vehicle is slow. I put vents on my BZ68 just for the accuracy and the aim time. It's a little bit if, but yeah, it's a little bit if on this vehicle. Still, it has better DPM and the gun depression compared to the TT130M. And field mods wise, you get better terrain resistance or more track health. I would say better terrain resistance. That goes with better effective hull traverse. So better terrain makes you go faster. Also, better accuracy or better aim time. Both are crap, but yeah, just go with better aim time. I guess snipe a little bit, right? View range or stun duration. View range. View range sucks. And top speed and hull traverse speed compared to stun duration. Don't get hit by artillery. You don't need it. This is situational. This is effective all the time. Go with better top speed. So yeah, the rating is still stands 5 out of 10 for this vehicle back in November. It's still 5 out of 10. It's still pretty bland. Upside, like I said, 20 tokens compared to like 24 originally on the BZ. But hey, well, there you go, folks. A very quick recap episode, trying to stuff everything back in practically the same order. So it is still a mediocre vehicle. I mean, if this thing will have at least the 2-round autoloader with the gun depression, it will be a hell of a lot better. But no, single shot, garbage DPM, garbage dispersion while moving. It did get buffed originally on the super test for the second iteration. Buffed the aim time, buffed the accuracy, buffed the engine power. It was only 10 back then. And buffed the hull traverse, a little bit more health as well. But they nerfed the turret traverse rotation dispersion thing. Ugh. Yeah, this thing was not great. It's still mediocre, but it was a premium. It's not a premium, it's a special tank without the premium status and the infinite large repair kit. But there you go, folks. As always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.